Hi YouTube, welcome to Pagan Perspective. This is Megan, aka Spiritory, and today we're talking about one God versus many gods. Hi YouTube, welcome to Pagan Perspective. I'm Megan, this is Subs Week, and today we have an anonymous question, and I'll read the question. It says, hi, could you possibly do a video on paganism and the belief, I think, is what they mean, it says believe, in only one spirit, god, or deity, and also how it relates to the Wheel of the Year. They go on to say that they don't have a personal name for the god they worship, it's just God to them, but they recognize the sabbats and as they relate to the seasons. So, okay, interesting question, and I think that a lot of pagans are going to have kind of differing views on this. It's not something that is universal across pagandom, I guess, if that's even a word. Did I just make up a new word? Okay. So many pagans have polytheistic views, which is the belief in more than one god. However, a lot of pagans, while they believe in more than one god, they also then believe those are aspects of spirit, or one, the one. So there are some really differing views out there, and I could kind of go into all the differing views out there because, like I've mentioned before, I've been in the pagan community for a very long time, active in my, everyday life and in my community. However, I was raised a hereditary and I have very specific beliefs, and I think that probably for this video, I'm going to just keep it personal to my pagan perspective. See how I did that? And just answer it for myself. And that is, I do not believe in just one God, spirit, deity. I believe in multiple deities. And I don't believe that they are all connected to one spirit. I believe the god and the goddess and the minor deities are all entirely separate gods and goddesses. They are separate entities. So that's my personal hereditary belief, and I know it's probably different than some other people, and that's okay. My belief doesn't have to be your belief, and just because I believe it doesn't mean that it's, what I'm saying that everybody else needs to believe either. That's just my personal thing, and it doesn't mean that I think that you're wrong, or I think that, belief in one universal spirit is wrong. I don't believe that it's wrong, it's just not what I believe. So I also wanted to kind of touch on the relating to the seasons, and primarily if you look into kind of the world of paganism as it stands now, and neo-paganism, if we're looking, to Gerald Gardner and, the advent of Wicca and all of that, you're looking at the god and the goddess as the eternal consorts. The god and the goddess join together, they fall in love, they make love, and the goddess becomes pregnant. During that time, the god is slain, and he is reincarnated as the goddess's child and comes full circle. It's the cycle of life. It's this wonderful cycle of life. So that's how the seasons relate, and when you think about it, really what it's talking about is the eternal cycle of life. It's everything, down to the smallest animal, and every single creature and inhabitant of this world is involved somehow in the cycle of life. And that's what the sabbats, that's what the holidays are all about, is celebrating nature and celebrating life. And all that goes with life, including death and rebirth and all of it. So, yes, I disagree. I don't believe in just one spirit. However, I think it's great that you do. The one thing that I did want to touch on is when you said that the God that you worship is just God to you. And that's great. One thing I've noticed personally, just for me, is that when I am trying to spread the message, now I don't mean converting people or anything like that, but when I'm trying to teach people who are interested in learning about what I do and my religion, I find it really helpful to use descriptive words against the different deities. For example, if I'm talking about, let's say, Aphrodite, I might say the Greek goddess Aphrodite. Or if I'm talking about, somebody who is Christian, and I was talking about what they believe, I might say the Christian God. I think that's really important to delineate that, because when I hate to say it, but it has been a lot of Christians who have had this problem before, but it doesn't have to just be Christians either. It's just oftentimes they refer to God as God. And so then they ask you, do you believe in God? And that's a really hard question for a pagan, because most pagans will say, yes, they believe in a deity. And one of their deities might be called God. Another might be called Goddess. And they might have a lot of other names. But in the end, when a Christian is asking, do you believe in God? What they're really saying is, are you Christian? Or another Abrahamic faith? And that's a really harsh and unfair question, I think, to ask. And I just don't think it's very politically correct. Not that you can't do it, they do it all the time, and that's fine. I just personally don't like it when I get asked that question. And so I clarify, and I actually stop them, and I say, do you mean the Christian God? And they go, whoa. And they're like, well, yeah, as if that's the only one. I'm like, well, no, I don't believe in the Christian God. I believe in the God and the Goddess. And so a goddess of nature, Mother Earth, Father Sky, the pagan god and goddess. So there's different descriptors that we can put to it. And I really try with people that I'm trying to teach about the religion is to use one of those adverbs to try and make sure that it's, really clear who I'm talking about. But I think that those that do believe in just one entity, or believe that deities, other deities, are aspects of spirit, I think that that's a wonderful thing, and it's another way to practice your faith, and I say more power to you. So that was my pagan perspective, guys, and I hope that you enjoy Subs Week. I'm not sure if I'm the first one or not, but I'll be back next month, and I might be in a new place. I might be moving. I am attempting to move. Right now I'm commuting an hour to my job, my new job. So I hope everyone has a wonderful beginning to summer. I know I'm loving it. It's summer, my favorite time of year. And I will see you all next month on The Pagan Perspective. Blessed be.